Hey, I'm Lisa. So today I am going to go through what I got at Whole Foods on a Mediterranean diet or a Mediterranean way of eating. A really brief explanation of what the Mediterranean diet is. It's really not a diet at all. It's more of a very healthy lifestyle. The reason that I follow it is because I have hereditary high cholesterol, and it's a very heart healthy way of eating. It's no processed foods. It is a lot of whole grains. It is making pretty much everything from scratch, very, very vegetable heavy. Cheeses more as condiments just to kind of sprinkle around your food. So it is a very, very healthy and delicious and colorful way to eat. And I love it, and I've never felt better. This is a typical Mediterranean lunch for me. I've got a grain bowl here. I've got my grains. I've got some beets, arugula, sweet potatoes, some chickpeas, and some pumpkin seeds. If I had some grilled chicken, I'd probably put that on top too. We are a homesteading family. We do a lot in the garden. We raise our own chickens. We raise our own pigs. We're getting started with raising our own beef. So we do as much as we possibly can from scratch. And the Mediterranean diet is very, very in line with a homesteading lifestyle. And that is one of the reasons I love it so much. We grow and raise as much of our own food as we possibly can, and then we go to the store to supplement our menu with things that we aren't able to grow ourselves. So as always, I am going to get started with the cold stuff first so that I can go ahead and get it back in the refrigerator and the freezer. But most of this stuff is going to be pantry staples. So first in the produce section, and I will be honest, in the produce section, there was a lot that was more expensive than things I usually buy, so I just got a couple things. But I got this baby arugula. I love arugula. I'm always using it for salads and grain bowls and putting it on sandwiches. I even put it with my eggs sometimes. Arugula is a big favorite of mine, so this was pretty reasonable. And the reason that I'm not going over specific prices is because grocery prices change all the time. And I don't want to mislead anyone and have them going to the store thinking it's going to be one price that I said on this video, and then they get there and it's a different price. So I'm just sharing the things that I got, and pretty much everything I bought though was very reasonable. I know a lot of people think of Whole Foods as being super expensive. The nickname is Whole Paycheck. And yes, it is very expensive for some things, but I find when you stick to the 365 brand, which is Whole Foods brand, and the things that are on sale, it's really not as expensive as you might think. This is the 365 coleslaw mix. I love having coleslaw mix on hand to make a really quick and easy egg roll in a bowl. You can use ground turkey, you can use ground venison, but I love having this on hand. And then another great find was this riced cauliflower. So I love that the only ingredient in here is cauliflower. It's really great to add to any of your stir-fried dishes, or just anytime if you don't have brown rice, you just want something different. I think that this is a really great substitution. And then this, for me, was just, I was so happy to find this because this is just prepared horseradish, and I love horseradish, and I could not find it anywhere that it didn't have sunflower oil in it except for Whole Foods. So I was so very happy to find this. And the only ingredients in here is horseradish vinegar and salt, and it's not even a lot of salt. So this, for me, the whole trip to Whole Foods would have been worth it just for this, because I've been looking for this at every single store that I have gone to, and every other store has either sunflower oil in it, and in addition to the sunflower oil in there, there's sugar, there's extra flavors that I don't want. There's extra additives that I don't want. So I was really, really thrilled to find this. And another reason I was really happy to find this is my husband loves shrimp cocktail, and we get it a lot of the time at Costco, and it always comes with that little ramekin full of sauce that they have. It's full of all kinds of crazy ingredients that I can't eat and that I don't want him eating either. So this way, now that I've got this horseradish, I can make my own cocktail sauce. It's super, super easy, but this is a really key component in that recipe. Okay, next up, arrowroot starch or arrowroot powder. So this is great for thickening gravies and thickening sauces. It's a great replacement for flour or cornstarch, and so it is a great staple to have in your pantry for the Mediterranean diet. This is another thing that I found that I was pretty excited about. This is just cream of buckwheat. So I noticed that a lot of people, when they're first starting with the Mediterranean diet, they're always wanting some kind of cereal, and it's really hard to find a cereal that you can eat. And oatmeal's fantastic. I love my oatmeal. I make hot oatmeal. I make overnight oats all the time. But I think it's just nice to have an alternative. So I was excited to find this cream of buckwheat. And on the back of this, there's a cheesy buckwheat with green chilies recipe, which sounds really, really good to me. So I'm excited about making that, and I'll let you know how this is, but this was another great find. In the canned food section, now I don't eat a lot of canned food at all. I prefer to use vegetables fresh from my garden or frozen vegetables. I do not do a lot of canned. However, I was really excited to find these organic black refried beans. This is something that you don't find very often, organic refried beans, and especially organic black refried beans. So I was really excited to find these for some of our taco nights or nacho nights or whatever. And then I got this can of black-eyed peas. I really like making a black-eyed pea salad, and so it was I've never seen organic black-eyed peas before, so I was excited to find this as well. On to the condiment section. I really do prefer to make as many of my own condiments from scratch as possible, but mustard is an exception. I use mustard all the time. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen my recipe for my maple honey Dijon dressing. That's what I use for pretty much every single salad that I make because it's just so delicious and so easy to make. But of course you need Dijon mustard. So this was an organic Dijon mustard. And then I thought this would be kind of fun. This is just an organic German mustard, just to try something different. I also really like putting mustards on my snack boards that I make. So I don't really do charcuterie boards anymore because I stay away from the processed meats, but I do still like doing mezzi platters, and I still like just doing snack boards. If you follow Homesteading and Hungry on Instagram, I'm always putting up the snack boards that I do for my boys for after school because they're pretty and they really like them. They're really healthy, so just a little inspiration for you. But I'm excited to use this on one of those boards. Moving on to the pasta, rice, and grain section, I was absolutely thrilled with these finds because I found some things that I've never been able to find in any store, anywhere. And if you know of another store that carries some of these things, let me know, but I haven't found them. This is the red lentil pasta in spaghetti. So my son has recently really liked the red lentil pasta, which I love because it's got a lot of protein and he works out a lot. So he's always looking for more protein. So he's gonna be really excited about this. And I've never seen this before. This is organic turmeric pasta. So it's made of, I believe it was 4 different grains. Let's see. So this has brown rice flour, quinoa flour, amaranth, and then turmeric. So it's 3 grains and then turmeric. So let me see if I can get it the right way. So I thought this was a really good find and I'm excited to try it. I try to get as much turmeric into our recipes as possible because it's so very good for you. It's very, very good for keeping inflammation down in the body. Turmeric is just awesome. So excited to try this. Then this is a whole wheat pasta brand that I love. And the price on this, it looked like it was on sale because I want to say it was only around $3, which for this brand, I've bought it before for about $5. So this is a really good whole grain pasta brand and I've never seen it in bow ties before. So I was thrilled to find this. And then this was my favorite. These are all this is all the 365 brand. There was in fact, I took a video of it. I'll show you all of it. And it does have the prices too, but as I said, they can change. But this is something I have been looking for a long time. And I've seen it on Amazon, but all of the reviews on Amazon were just a little bit sketchy for it, so I didn't get it. So this is the first time I've seen it in a store. But I have only had Freeka one time, and I absolutely loved it. So I was thrilled to find this. It's just an alternative grain, and I will let you know how this one is when I make it. But I was thrilled to find this. And then farro. I make farro all the time, so they had farro, so I snagged some. And I really like finding these. So this is organic barley, peas, and lentils all together. And I think this is just gonna make a really beautiful split pea soup. I was really craving split pea soup the other day, and I didn't have split peas at home. And so I went to the store to just try to find one that had the best ingredients I could find. I didn't get any of them because the sodium content was so high. So I'm excited that I found this so I can make my own split pea soup. And I will share the recipe when I do this. I'm sure I'll put it on the blog. And then this whole grain bulgur wheat, I was really excited to find as well. So just some great finds. It's the first time I had been to a Whole Foods since before the pandemic started. So it was a really long time. It's not close to my house at all. I was in the area for another reason, but I'm so glad that I stopped by because I really do feel like I found some great things. If you shop at Whole Foods and you follow a Mediterranean diet, I would love to hear what some of your favorites are below in the comments. So last but not least, this is something else that, again, it's the 365 brand, so it was really good price. Just parchment paper. So I do a lot of whole grain sourdough baking. I bake my own bread, I make my own crackers, I make focaccia, and so I'm constantly using parchment paper. I was really happy to find this at a good price as well. So I hope that was helpful to you if you are a Whole Foods shopper or if you've been wanting to go to Whole Foods and haven't tried it yet, and if you're on the Mediterranean diet and kind of wondering whether some things you could pick up that would be good for following that way of eating. Hope this was helpful to you. Definitely check out my other videos. I've done videos on Walmart, Costco, Trader Joe's, Aldi, and I also just did one on Thrive Market. I'll link those below so you can find them. And you can also check out my Mediterranean diet playlist where I'm consolidating all of my Mediterranean diet videos into one place so you can easily find them. All the shopping videos are there. And then anytime I do a recipe video that is in line with the Mediterranean diet, I will pop that in that playlist as well. So if you want to find more recipes, check out the Homesteading and Hungry blog. And I'm always sharing lots of fun things on Instagram too.